It is great to be inside the arena this afternoon, just after Thanksgiving. What a time of the year to have this. We can all give thanks. Western Michigan and Gonzaga, Greg Heister, Dan Dickow, and Richard Fox. Time now to bring you starting lineups. Brought to you by Gonzaga's Checking, only at Numerica Credit Union. Gonzaga's Checking, it's banking for champions. Details at banklikeabulldog.com. For Western Michigan, it's Demetrius Ward, Douglas, Hutchison, Whitfield, and Stainbrook. And their head coach is Steve Hawkins, now in his 9th season with 145 wins and 117 losses. And the starting lineups for Gonzaga look like this. Carter, Pangos, Hart, Harris, and Sacre. Their head coach, Mark Few. You know him well. Gentlemen, it's important, I think, for both teams to get off to an early start here.
I'd agree. After coming off the holidays, tough to bring some of that energy. Have some time off. It's important right from the tip that you bring that energy.
And we're underway, and it'll be the Broncos basketball to start it. That's Douglas, number 5, watched by Pangos. Ball into the corner, out of bounds, and it stays with Western Michigan.
That's something to watch here throughout the game, is how does Western Michigan value the basketball? We talked about it being one of the keys to the game. It's a team that has been highly turnover prone to start the season. They need to do a better job of taking care of the basketball and maximizing their offensive opportunities.
Feed inside, knocked away by Harris. But Whitfield able to pick it up. Now he fires the jump shot is short. Hart with the rebound. Back comes GU. Tell you the thing that jumps out right away, there's some physical bodies in there for Western Michigan. Here's our first turnover. Demetrius Ward with it.
Well, you're playing against a team with 3 seniors in the starting lineup, 5 total seniors. So guys that have been around and have played in some big games, they're going to play physical for 40 minutes. There's no doubt about that.
Here's Hutchison. Got the size advantage on Carter, knocked off of Carter out of bounds, and it stays with Western with 18 on the shot clock.
You notice just in the first couple of possessions for both teams, awfully sloppy. Deflections, a steal, another deflection on this end. It's definitely going to be a game where teams have to take care of the ball.
This is Douglas. Ward shot for 3, no good. Carter the rebound, and Gonzaga on the run. Hart trying to finish.
Now that's where Mike Hart is going to endear himself to the Gonzaga crowd, as well as earn himself some more minutes. He's going to get the minutes through his defensive play, but anything extra he can give you on the offensive end is great.
Douglas got in there deep, missed the shot. Whitfield saved it, tried to save it off of Hart, but the soft hands kept it in a bounds. Here's Harris. Carter turned down an open 3 there, Dan.
That's the shot that he's definitely going to have to start knocking down with consistency this year. Has yet to do it.
Sacre the turnaround from the baseline. You got to like that, Foxy.
I love it. You know, we didn't really see it until that Hawaii game where he was able to go to work one-on-one on the low block. First couple games of the year, primarily getting to the free throw line through hard post-ups and offensive rebounds. If he can start to get more comfortable scoring with his back to the basket, he's going to be that much more difficult to deal with.
Stainbrook, left hand, and it goes.
Soft touch there.
He does. 6'7", 230. Loose ball, grabbed by Douglas. Up court, Whitfield, run out, slam! And we're tied at 4.
Veteran ball club's going to make you pay if you turn the ball over on your offensive end. You saw it right there. Opportunistically took that steal and picked it up ahead, and easy 2 points. And for a Western Michigan team that's struggling to score, you don't want to give up those easy buckets in transition.
This is an 0-5 Western Michigan team. Carter got inside, reversed it. 0-5. They've lost to South Dakota State, Temple, Iona, Colorado, and a bad loss to Purdue. Numbers-wise, never bad to lose to Purdue.
2 weeks. It was like an NBA road trip. They traveled 11,000 miles in 2 weeks.
And the turnover. No, foul call.
Very
Hutchison.
Sloppy. Again, another turnover. We've got both teams after this Thanksgiving break kind of getting themselves acclimated again in a setting like this. Got to get it cleaned up.
Marty Scar on that replay. Taking the ball to the rim. He struggled from the perimeter this year. Only 7 of 23, particularly from the three-point line, but he's done a nice job here, particularly since Hawaii, of looking to force the issue a bit, get himself to the rim. That's a tough finish in traffic.
David Stockton on the floor now for Gonzaga, replacing Kevin Pangos. And look at the pressure on the ball. Here's Harris. And Stainbrook left it inside. This is Hart. Got a shot up, no good. Grabbed by Ward. Back come the Broncos. This game's going to be physical, ladies and gentlemen. Douglas, Hutchison, 3-ball corner. Carter the rebound. Stockton.
Great job in transition, attacking the rim. Make the defense stop you. They don't stop you. You keep going right all the way to the rack.
Yeah, we talked about it in the Hawaii game, fellas. You're on a neutral court on the road, but in one of those larger arenas, it's, friendlier confines here at the Spokane Arena. But the reality is, again, that large backdrop, it takes a while to get used to the surroundings. If you get some easy buckets at the rim, eventually that'll open up those longer jump shots and those three-point looks. And like you said, Dan, I like the effort. And immediately on that catch and transition, Dave was looking to get the ball to the rim.
One thing that he can really do to help this team is push the transition game.
And gentlemen, Western Michigan coming into this game had hit just 2 of their last 28 shots, and a foul called there on Stockton. They've already hit 2 in this game, and that's worrisome if you're a Zag fan, because it's the shooting numbers that's kept Western out of the win column.
Yeah, it's just offensively overall, the struggles for them have been remarkable. But hey, this is the team that's picked to win their division, the MAC West division. Mentioned it a few minutes ago. 5 total seniors, 3 in the starting lineup, return all 5 starters. So this is a veteran ball club.
And there's an unforced turnover. And Stockton in transition. Carter, another lay-in.
Again, great job by David Stockton pushing that ball in transition. The great thing is you can push it in transition. If you have nothing out there, pull it out, get yourself into your offense. That's one strength of his.
Douglas, Whitfield, left hand, no good. Zachary had it, tipped it to Hart. And Stockton again in transition. Gonzaga on a 6-0 run. Little pick and roll here. Zachary hit that shot a minute ago. And we have another foul called on Western Michigan. Marquise Carter been struggling on the offensive end, but not so far tonight. Gonzaga up by 6. And the Zag fans very happy to have this game here in the Veterans Arena. Of course, we all know this. It's a tough ticket to get over at the McCarthy Athletic Center. Yeah. So every year they play in here, there's 10,000 people in here.
It's a great thing for Gonzaga to be able to put one game a year here in the Spokane Arena, because like you said, extremely tough ticket. If you don't have a season ticket, you might not get to a game all year. So this is a great chance for other people to get into a venue.
You might have to mow the lawn for the neighbor who does have season tickets to get in. Here's a little backdoor Hutchison. Whitfield missed the shot. Rebounded Harris. Stockton into the middle. Back to Harris. This is wide open. Long.
Again, great job pushing it in transition. Didn't have anything, but defense sucked down to the level of the ball. Created a wide open shot for Elias Harris.
Harris now 1 of 6 in the season from behind the arc. Here's Ward out to Douglas. Douglas into the middle. Has it tipped away. Grabbed by Hart. Another turnover. Zachary, mid-range jump shot. That's off. Douglas the rebound. So here we go again. Team's not shooting the ball well early.
Another turnover from Western Michigan.
Here's Harris. Lay-in. Western not doing a good job getting back to
No, not at all. You turned it over now for the 4th time to start this game and get back half-heartedly. Give up an easy 2 points at the rim. And it's just been the name of the game for Western Michigan to start this season on the offensive end, just not valuing the basketball.
There's Stainbrook. I mean, they get off the bus looking pretty good, Dan.
They've got some big guys, great size for a mid-major program.
And we have not seen Ward on a post yet trying to back down his defender. There's Stainbrook's prayer is off.
Stainbrook that can play against a lot of guys with equal size, and Rob just a little bit stronger, able to force that tough fadeaway on the baseline. And if you're GU, you'll live with that all day long. Stainbrook's leading this team with about 16 points per game. He's been a handful for just about everybody they've played. So far, struggling here today.
Well, the scouting report on Stainbrook is got great hands, really knows how to use angles. But Rob is a great defender, and if he doesn't give you any angles, Stainbrook's advantage goes away.
There's a 3-ball by Hutchison. Nate coming into the game, shooting 30% from behind the arc. He hits his first attempt, and there's a foul inside. This is on Stainbrook. This will be his first, team's third.
Man, boy, you love to see Sam Dower get himself going. It's almost like he's just one big game away from starting to pick up where he left off last year. He struggled to start the year, but a lot of that has just been some foul trouble, but more than anything, only 4 field goals attempted per game, just not really getting the ball a whole lot.
Here's Bell off the bench and bangs it in from behind the arc.
Great execution on baseline out of bounds. We talked about Sam Dower a second ago, making himself available offensively, but he set a great screen there. Now he creates a problem. Guys are going to worry about others. It's going to open his game up.
Douglas, a chance for 3, foul called on Harris, the block.
Tough to see that half circle in the lane isn't as prominent here at the Spokane Arena as it is on most home floors on campuses. So going to be tough for the officials to see. Let's take a look at the replays. Douglas comes around the corner and Elias comes over, so you can barely see the half circle from that quick look. It looked like Elias's feet were on the line. And remember, you have to be fully outside of that circle. And if your heel is touching that line, that's an automatic block call for the official.
You know, the thing is I like about that play is he stepped in and tried to take that charge.
Yeah.
It is a big effort to get guys to be willing to step in front and take a charge. So that's a step in the right direction.
That shot not even close by Douglas, so it's a 2-point play, and it's still a 6-point Gonzaga lead. Mark Few going very small here, guys. Stockton, Pangos, and Bell, along with Harris and Dower, and there's Stockton from the corner for 3.
What that does with the 3 guards, it enables you to have 3 shooters on the floor, 3 ball handlers, 3 decision makers. So far earlier in the game, they've struggled with turnovers. This should limit that problem.
And you saw it at the end of the Hawaii game exclusively with David, Pangos, and Bell out there to finish that ball game up, and for all the reasons you mentioned, Dan. But I think more than anything, all 3 of those kids, particularly Pangos and Bell, can knock down outside jump shots for you.
Harris picking up his 2nd personal foul. That's 14 fouls on GU.
The thing I'd like to see Gonzaga do offensively now is, with 3 primary ball handlers, put Stainbrook in pick and rolls almost every possession down. His lateral footwork needs to be put to the test right now. Put him in a pick and roll, make him guard.
I agree, and you also take the best rebounder from Western Michigan and send him out to the 3-point line. He's not going to be as effective protecting that defensive glass for Western Michigan.
Ryan Spangler on the floor for Harris, who went out with those 2 fouls. Stainbrook missed the shot, got it back. Boy, his hands are soft. Can he finish? And he does. Stayed with it.
Difference in a freshman guarding Stainbrook there and a senior in Rob Sacre. Gambled, gave Stainbrook the angle, allowed him to get to the bucket. Granted, he didn't finish the first one, but then he cleaned it up on the second one.
It puts foul pressure on your defense when you look to gamble like that, and you saw it right there.
But, gentlemen, what I like about it, they'll see that on tape tomorrow, and the kid's going to learn. The education continues.
That is true. He knows how to play. You don't average 29 and 17 in high school just going out there.
Uh-oh. Sam Dower hits the first one.
Stainbrook dared him to shoot it on his previous catch, and I'm not sure he's going to keep begging him to shoot the ball. I wouldn't want to get, let sleeping dogs lie.
Yeah, that's right.
No reason to get Sam going.
And now Sam's out guarding the ball. Stainbrook jump shot is off, but he's fouled by Dower. So Sam a bit excited there after that first make. So were we, frankly.
Oh, that rotation off secondary help off that pick and roll defense was a step slow.
Sam Dower, Gonzaga with a 9-point lead on Western Michigan. We'll be right back. And welcome back. And you wonder about weary legs for Western Michigan. The Broncos on a 6-game road trip, yet to play at home. They've traveled over 11,000 miles.
GU's been there.
Yeah,
GU still does that. I mean, not quite to that extent, but when you're a mid-major program trying to make a mark on a national stage, you've got to do that from time to time. And I think you've seen it with some of their offensive struggles. Yet to play at home, these numbers are dismal on the offensive end. And when you go to Puerto Rico and play in a large arena, you go to at Purdue, at South Dakota State, you're going to struggle a bit offensively. And we've seen that a bit tonight as well.
But the thing is they're young kids.
Yeah.
They're 19 to 22 years old. That shouldn't be too big of an excuse. You got to get out there and play. I know at that age I was ready to play.
We got a lane violation on Vangos. So Stainbrook's going to get another look after missing the first two.
Western Michigan comes in with their own three-guard lineup to match up with Gonzaga's. See if they'll offensively, they'll try to take advantage of Demetrius Ward's size against probably Gary Bell.
Here's Pangos. Stockton down the middle to Bell. That was quick. Bell's shot is off. Dower keeps it alive. Left hand, and he'll shoot free throws.
Great job staying with the play there by Sam Dower. That's something we've been looking for him all season long. This could be the breakout game.
The sleeping giant is awake.
You've been waiting for that. I know in every pre-production meeting, you said this is Sam Dower's game. He's going to come through tonight, so hopefully that's the case here today.
Well, the number I like is the 3 rebounds.
Right.
Look at Sam, and when you're struggling, particularly as a big on the offensive end, look to get some easy buckets off offensive rebounds. First 3 games of the year, just about 1 rebound per 7 minutes. That's just not a very good clip for a big, particularly for a guy who plays primarily the 5 spot. He needs to be more active around that offensive glass, and you've seen it here to start this game.
And it's really funny how that works out. When you start to do the other things, all of a sudden you find rhythm on offense.
Keep it simple. Play hard, and good things tend to happen.
There's the strength of Ward getting inside, but again, he can't finish. And there's Whitfield rolling it in. 21-13.
Offensive rebounds have been one bright spot for Western Michigan with 5 to start this ball game. It's been able to put some foul pressure on G, also create some second chance opportunities.
Western Michigan 6 of 17 to start this game, 35%. Dower's shot is off. Whitfield the rebound. And now Douglas with it.
Even that simple play. Yeah, Sam missed the shot there, but he did a much better job aggressively ducking in, making himself available to the ball.
Shot from the corner by David Brown is good for 3, the sophomore from Roscoe, Illinois.
And a kid who's started the year 1 of 9. I don't expect the kid struggling that much offensively to shoot with that much confidence, but that looked good right away.
That to go in. That's the thing. 4 or 5 games in, stats really are still up in the air. It takes a while to get a full gauge of how your team is going to shoot the ball, how certain guys are going to shoot the ball throughout the year.
Dower now with 5 points on 2 of 3 shooting.
Another connection, David Stockton to Sam Dower. Feels like those two kids coming off the bench have a real chemistry. We've seen it on numerous pick-and-roll situations to start this season.
Ward's shot is off. And it's off of Western Michigan Gonzaga basketball.
Talk about Dower and Stockton pick and roll.
Yeah.
That was a key play throughout last season when Gonzaga really made that charge at the end of WCC play and into the conference tournament. Those two really had a great connection. You see this?
More just a rub screen, not a full ball screen, but what's impressive is Sam shows or flares looking to catch the ball, and David's so good at just waiting that half second and letting the big get to where he needs to be. It's, when you're dealing with young guards, sometimes they get rushed. They try to deliver the ball a little too early, and with big guys, I hate to say it sometimes, but you got to keep things simple a little bit, and David does a nice job of that.
Gary Bell back on the floor with Marquise Carter and Stockton at the guards. Sacre and Dower inside for GU. Stockton for 3. His second of the game.
How about David Stockton now?
8 points for Stockton.
He is. I feel like that second half against Hawaii, he started to get comfortable shooting the ball. And I think he realized, hey, just because I didn't play against WSU, I'm going to get some minutes, and his confidence has improved.
Whitfield's shot is off. Bell with another rebound. Actually, his first of the game. And now a whistle inside.
Great early seal right there by Sam Dower. Really putting the pressure on Western Michigan. You're going to have to guard me in transition. He's done that a number of times now. This time he gets a foul and continuing to put foul pressure on to try to get to that bonus.
Foul called on Whitfield. That's his first, team's 5th. And here's Bell. Sacre on Stainbrook. Jump hook. Good. Money.
All day long. Stainbrook, not a non-shot blocker defensively. You get that kind of position and you're robbed. Right now, Western Michigan not sending any kind of double team, no help side defense. You need to look. Your first look is automatically to take him one-on-one.
Stainbrook buries the 3, though.
That's in the scouting report. He's 1 for 1 on the year from 3. He's had 1 or 2 where his foot's been on the line, but he does have a soft touch, can shoot it really well.
Sacre missing inside. And Stainbrook yet to miss from behind the arc this season. Whitfield has it knocked away by Dower, but right out to Douglas. Ward with a fake. Skip pass. Stockton right up under Hutchison. Look at the size disadvantage there. And then Whitfield just banged into Stockton and took the ball. Carter, oh, taken away by Douglas. Little too late on that pass, or throw it to the rim. Hutchinson wide open. That one's long. And a foul called here on Gary Bell. This will be Gary's first, team's 6th. 7:42 to play first half. Gonzaga with a 9-point lead. The big fellas are getting it on in Spokane. We'll be right back. I'm going to do it right now.
Yeah, done it already. Great cause. Wonderful folks down there doing a lot of important work. And, you know, can all imagine if we haven't been there already, a sick child, you know, having to travel away from your community, to have a place where you can call home for however long you need to is really something that's invaluable.
28-19 our score. Western shooting 36%. Gonzaga 61%.
Talked about it in the open. Gonzaga has got to shoot the ball well, and they're finally starting to.
Tip by Stockton. Great catch there by David Brown to keep it alive. This is Douglas in the middle. Now Whitfield. Marquise Carter just took it right away. And Brown gets back defensively and called for the foul, his first, team 6th.
Turnover number 7 and steal number 5 for GU. Just so active defensively. Let's take a look at it here. This is Carter, gets a lot of his steals this way. Just kind of hovers around the ball. Guys loose side of him and just says, give me that. That's my ball. And heads the other way. But this the defensive effort and just being active. And you talk about, you know, tipping the basketball, getting your hand on basketballs. It doesn't always lead to a steal, but that kind of active work with your hands can really deter guys from trying to feed the ball inside or move the ball around that perimeter.
Marquise has done a great job of being extremely active on both ends of the floor tonight. He didn't quite show that so far in the first 3 games of the year. Great job tonight with his energy game.
Carter hits them both. Marquise now with 6 points. And Gonzaga's largest lead of the game at 11. This Western Michigan team just lost by 43 against Purdue. So you got a feeling if you can get them down early and get that lead to 20, you may put them down for the rest of the game. Here's Brown from the corner, but he wants to try to keep him in this. Brown with 2 from behind the arc.
A lot of times guys come in struggling. They're not a big focal point of your scouting report, can come in and do the most damage. He's done that already tonight with 2 threes for Brown.
8-point game. Here's Dower from the elbow. The shot's off. Whitfield the rebound. Douglas up to Ward. Ward, transition 3, short. Dower the rebound. Up to Stockton. Gonzaga with numbers. Carter threw a tough one to Dower, but somehow Sam grabbed it, lost it out of bounds, and it belongs to Western Michigan.
And not a great look in traffic. You're trying to throw it up to your big. You have David Stockton spotted up on the 3-point line. Make the simple play. I think sometimes when Marquise has the ball, he feels like he needs to make a great play or a great pass. And often it's just that simple play that's going to lead to some success on the offensive end.
But Dan, don't you want him taking that look in the transition from behind the arc?
Without a doubt. You got the great push and transition from David Stockton. You got a wide open shot. Step into that 3, shoot it with confidence.
Stanbrook called for the travel. 7 turnovers now by Western Michigan. And Stockton out of the game. Kevin Pangos on the floor.
It's a nice ovation, does David. 8 points. 2 of 2 from the three-point line, a couple free throws, 3 assists, took care of the basketball. Some awfully good minutes from your backup point guard.
Great minutes. Changed the complexion of the game as far as speeding up the tempo on the offensive end, defensively, getting deflections, breaking up what they want to do.
Pangos. Dower posting up, Stanbrook fronting him. Throwing a shoulder in there too. Oh, Douglas took it away. Got to get that ball a little higher to Sacre. Brown, the reverse, he'll shoot free throws.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Where's Kevin Pangos? Let's get him the ball. Marquise is a fine player, can do a lot of different things, but making plays at the end of a shot clock is not his strength. But we've seen already this year Kevin Pangos has that ability. That's when you need to recognize as a senior, hey, let's get the ball to our playmaker, and I'll play off of him.
Well, the thing being, in the college game as compared to the NBA game, 10 seconds on the shot clock is not time to get scared. You've got plenty of time to make 2, 3, sometimes even 4 extra passes. Break the defense down. That time, he kind of got frantic that, oh, the shot clock's going down. Be patient, attack the big, make them guard you, and see what happens.
Boy, I tell you what, Western Michigan struggling from the free throw line, 0 for 5.
Well, it goes back to they're not a great shooting team. For the season, Western Michigan is not shooting the ball very well from the free throw line either.
Carter missing the 3. Douglas over Pangos, high off the glass, nice shot. 6-point game.
Yeah, that's something Douglas can do, is push it in transition on a year really struggling from 3, 2 of 8. But if you let him get in transition, he can make some plays around the rim.
Well, he's a good player. He's a senior. He's been in a lot of big battles. He had a great game earlier this season against Iona against a highly rated point guard prospect, Scott Machado.
Nice feed to Spangler by Hart. He saved it and got it to Carter. 9 on the shot clock.
There you go.
Here we go. Bring it back out, pick and roll, make the big play. You see what happens.
Pangos way off.
Again, that time, you think it's clock's running down. He caught it with 9, shot it with 5. You still got plenty of time to make something happen.
Shane Whittington scoring for Western Michigan. Timeout, Mark Few. So a moment ago, it was an 11-point lead, and then a 7-0 run cuts it to a 4-point game.
Well, offensively, things have started to grind for you a little bit. You've had several late clock situations, haven't handled them as well as you should have. Earlier in the game, you're getting a lot of good looks early in your clock, and then on the flip side, those turnovers or bad shots lead to easier opportunities in transition for Western Michigan, a team that has really struggled not only tonight but on the year trying to score in the half court. You give a team some easy buckets in transition, just about any quality team, which Western Michigan is and is going to continue to be throughout the year, that can get them going.
Well, you can see the white towels are out.
Late crowd, but
not quite a full house in the arena, but
starting to fill up slowly but surely.
I don't know what it is about this game each year. It doesn't matter who the opponent is. It seems to turn into a darn good game.
Yeah, it's I think a great tradition now, 6 years in the community. I think everyone associates this game with the Ron McDonald House, which is something that the house is really fortunate and feels good about. But you're right, outside of a handful of games, or I'd rather say 2 games, this has been a highly contested game.
Western Michigan 0 for 5 from the line, 7 turnovers, and they're only down by 4 on the road. Carter, little hang, missed it. Rebound and a whistle. David Brown on the floor with the ball and a foul called on Rob Sacre. That's his first. 3:45 to play. We'll be right back. Well, Gonzaga had got it up to an 11-point lead, and then lo and behold, here comes Western Michigan. The Broncos showing a little life here.
Well, I think they're taking advantage of Gonzaga's turnovers, but also end-of-clock situations for Gonzaga. They're struggling right now. They're not shooting the ball with a lot of confidence or spacing on the floor at the end of shot clock situations, and that leads to poor defensive balance getting back in transition.
And then, obviously, too, Richard, I mean, the shots just started going in for Western Michigan, too.
Well, there were easy looks off of some poor plays offensively, some more poor end-of-clock possessions for GU. And you have a team like Western Michigan, Dan alluded to it, that is struggling in the half court. Some easy buckets in transition. That's going to get just about anybody going. And this kid right here, David Brown's a perfect example of that now, with 2 threes coming into tonight, 1 of 9 from the field. And we're giving him some quality looks, and now he's gotten things going.
And Gonzaga's missed their last 6 field goals, and they also had 3 turnovers in that stretch as well.
This Western Michigan team won their division last year, returned all their starters. So this is a quality ball club, despite their 0-5 record coming into tonight. You can't take this team lightly just because of that overall record.
And it's a 2-point game with those free throws by Brown. Brown now with 8 points. He's leading all scorers in this game.
The kid is averaging .80 on the year. That's impressive.
Almost another turnover there. Saved by Mike Hart.
And if you notice, a sloppy possession, and look who gets up off the bench to check back in at the next dead ball.
Mr. Stockton. Gary Bell high off the glass. No good. Tipped out. Foul inside on Western Michigan. It'll put Rob Zachary at the free throw line. They may have gotten Shane Whittington here, number 21. Nope, they got Whitfield. That's his second personal foul, yes. 7 now on Western Michigan, so Gonzaga into the bonus.
And you're going to see this a lot throughout the year. As great as Kevin Pangos has played in the early part of the season, and as much potential that he has, he still is not fully acclimated to the college game. And by that I mean pace of the game, when a bigger, stronger guard gets up into you and really kind of makes you go where you don't want to, so now you're not able to get your team into the flow of offense. What do you do now? Gonzaga has the luxury that they can put in David Stockton.
There's a rare miss by Rob Zachary. Came in shooting 85% from the free throw line. He's 0 for 1 in this game. Hit 29 of his last 32 coming in. I mean, that's ridiculous. He's 7 feet tall, ladies and gentlemen. There's some pressure. Brown did a nice job. Now Douglas inside, threw up a tough one. Whittington followed, no good. Loose ball, Hart tipped it to Douglas. Now Brown backs it out and got it to Ward. New clock. Stainbrook stepped back, air ball. Ward saved it to Brown.
Earlier in the game, Gonzaga was getting all the hustle plays, deflections, rebounds. Now it's turned the tide. Western Michigan is getting all those extra plays.
Yeah, you look at it, 8 offensive rebounds here already in the first half versus only 3 for GU. And when you start looking at the effort plays last 5 minutes, Western Michigan has come out on top by a large margin.
5 on the shot clock. Here's Ward by Bell. Lost the handle, out of bounds. Gonzaga basketball.
You mentioned it, start the game, Greg. Physical game. We watched a lot of those dribble penetrations for Western Michigan. It looks like there's a lot of contact, but these referees are allowing these guys to play. Adapt as a defender. Understand that the officials are going to let you play a little more aggressively here tonight.
I don't care what league it is or what team it is. If it's from Ohio or Michigan, they're going to play physical. Just been my experience. Zachary.
Nice feed off that dribble penetration from Mike Hart. And what I liked about Rob's catch and finish is he went straight up, didn't pump fake, didn't wait for somebody to come over for some contact, just went up strong right away on the catch.
That ball is dribbled on the sideline.
Well, who's in the middle of that? David Stockton again. Putting his hand on the ball and forces the turnover.
Again, David being a pest, getting your hands on balls, disrupting it, taking a scouting report, knowing what another team wants to do, and not allowing them to do it. He's doing a great job of that.
Austin Ritchie has checked in for Western Michigan, and Douglas will go to the bench. We have 1:33 to play in the first half, and it's a 4-point Gonzaga lead. Take a look at the top 25 now. North Carolina, Kentucky. Kentucky may have the most upside of any team in the country. Wow. That team is so young. The way they're beating guys now, by January or February, that might be a team that could beat NBA teams.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but they've got an absolute roster full of talent. Terrence Jones leading the way with that group. Davis. Phenomenal young talent, but I also like North Carolina. If you talk about taking a team with a point guard, understanding how to play, they can do that.
Look at the last 16 minutes. Western Michigan starting to get things going. Still turn the ball over too high a rate, 9 turnovers.
Here's Sacre. Too hard. Puts back Hart. That was a strong rebound by Mike Hart.
That's
got 4.
That's what he's going to bring to the table now. 5 rebounds, leads both teams, or pardon me, leads GU with 5.
And a travel call.
Gonzaga got away with that one. That was a great middle cut off the UCLA set from Demetrius Ward. Just couldn't quite catch it clean and go up to finish.
You look at Mike Hart on the year coming into tonight, 2 of 10, has really struggled to score, but I think part of the adjustment for any player who starts getting some extended minutes is learning where and when his opportunities are going to present themselves. He's starting to figure that out.
Stockton picked up the dribble. Under a minute to go now, first half. Ritchie guarding Stockton. Sacre was wide open. Stainbrook was on the floor. Merninghoff misses from behind the 3.
Big defensive possession here for Gonzaga to end the half. If they can get a stop and a bucket, it would go into halftime with a lot of momentum.
Ward. That shot's off. Sacre the rebound. Gonzaga will play for 1.
Should play for 1. Let's see.
Gary Bell. Mike Hart now will bring it out. Smart play there by the walk-on.
It is a smart play. You got, he might have had a layup, but let's make sure we dwindle this clock down and get a shot that we want.
Who takes it?
I think they're going to go high pick and roll.
Inside. Sacre left hand is good. There's the buzzer. Boy, I tell you what, that's some offensive execution at the end of the clock there, gentlemen.
Coach Few went out of his way to seek out David and let him know. Great play. And that, David's had a lot of big games. That might be his best overall half of basketball in his Ag uniform. Just a tremendous effort here in the first 20 minutes.
Did a great job drawing the defenders there. 2 of them left Sacre wide open down there.
Well, Rob set a great screen. David waited for it, came off it, made the big defensively commit to him. He did. Rob rolled, dropped it to him perfectly well. Rob sealed, and the great thing I liked from Rob right there, finishing it off with the left hand, protecting it from the defense.
36-28 our score. We're at the half. Come on back to Spokane. And welcome back to Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena. Second half just underway between Gonzaga, Western Michigan. 8-point GU lead to start this half. Harris back on the floor for Gonzaga. Carter, Stockton, and Sacre the starting lineup. Left hook by Sacre, no good. Tipped out of bounds by Stainbrook. Gonzaga basketball, new clock. Tonight's halftime stats brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino. Can't make the game? Watch it with us. All televised Gonzaga games are at the Coeur d'Alene Casino. Great prizes, drink specials, and food. Submit your tickets for $10 EPC only at Coeur d'Alene Casino. Hope you got a chance to look at those. Here's Stockton. Found the opening, hits the shot.
Feeling things offensively. Now with 10 points leading GU. And
it's an easy game, isn't it, gentlemen?
Just
picked up right where he left off.
Slight shift towards that ball screen. The defender jumps. He just takes one hard dribble to his right and pulls up confidently for that jump shot. I tell you what, if he can start scoring for you consistently, that's only going to make him that much more valuable.
Ain't going to make Kevin Pangos that much better. Those two are going to compete for years to come now. There's a foul inside on Whitfield. I believe that's his 3rd. That's the first of the second half.
Well, I think with the fact that Kevin came in with so much hype surrounding him, well warranted, obviously, he's been terrific as a freshman. I think David, for a lot of people, was an afterthought. A guy who had been a walk-on, had earned himself a scholarship, but really, that was a one-year deal. I think they couldn't be more, more incorrect in that assessment. He's going to have a role at this program throughout his career.
Well, people that know the game, understand how it needs to be played, knows that David Stockton does the things that your team needs to have done to win games.
Loose ball. Sacre had it, lost it. Carter picks it up. Blocked by Stainbrook, and Carter will shoot free throws. And Stainbrook picks up his second personal foul.
Marquise, just Mr. Opportunistic. You know, the thing about Marquise is he's obviously not a high-level jump shooter, but he finds other ways to help you out, whether it be on the offensive glass, helping out defensively. He's been terrific defensively this year now with two steals tonight. That's 11 on the season through now this being the 4th game. So even if he's not able to knock down some of those perimeter jump shots, he's providing something else. And I think that's why Coach Few continues to stick with him, even with some of those offensive struggles.
Well, he showed the ability to knock down big shots throughout the second half of last season. If he can get himself a little bit more prepared on the catch, let those things go, he should start shooting the ball better this season.
He will.
I hope you're right, Mr. Heister.
I'm a big Carter guy. I think he's going to be fine.
Well, he definitely brings a big shot mentality that David does at times, but Pangos will as he grows and matures as a college player.
And who says these Zag guards can't defend? There's a 5-second call.
Well, again, David Stockton, knowing the scouting report, being a pest, making it uncomfortable in some way for the other point guard, and that's exactly what he did on that possession.
Forced 4 turnovers in the last 5 possessions for Western Michigan. 18-19 to play. We'll be right back. Here's tonight's Arby's trivia question. Who led the Zags in scoring the last time they faced an opponent from the Mid-American Conference? Was it Pargo, Heitfeld, Day, or Downs? Text your answer to 27297. We'll have the answer for you a little bit later in the show.
The question is, who was that opponent? Do you know the answer to that?
I'm trying to think.
Share us some knowledge, Richard Fox.
Well, I'm not gonna
break it down for us.
I'm not going to give it away.
I'm not going to give it away.
Big game. It was a big game.
NCAA tournament? I think I know who it was.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, Harris missed it. That would have brought the house down.
One of Coach Few's great strengths is coming out of timeouts, coming up with great plays. That time a misdirection, get it back to a lob for Elias Harris. Couldn't quite finish.
Zachary will go to the free throw line. Foul called on Shane Whittington. Whittington's second personal.
A lot more touches tonight for Rob on that low block. Seen it at the end of that Hawaii game. We talked about that earlier in the first half. But tonight, he's done an excellent job making himself available, trying to put some foul pressure on Stainbrook. And Western Michigan hasn't really come with any kind of help. So Rob's had the luxury of being able to go one-on-one really for the first time all year, and he's had some success.
Well, he had just 17 field goal attempts coming into the game. He's got 9 in this game so far.
And for a guy who's averaging nearly 18 a game, that's crazy.
It's because he got fouled so many times. So tonight, he's only shot in 2 free throws. He's about to shoot his third. He's yet to make one, which is odd for Rob. But I think he's been much more efficient as far as scoring the ball from the field tonight.
Zachary 1 of 2, and now 1 for 3 for the game. 13-point Gonzaga advantage. And now some pressure. Douglas almost threw it away. A little casual with that pass.
Gonzaga's showing a little 1-2-2, 3-quarter court pressure.
Douglas threw it off of Stockton. Western Michigan basketball.
Western Michigan had to call that early timeout, trying to regroup against that pressure, still having problems with it.
Broncos with 12 turnovers in this game. Gonzaga with just 5.
That's surprising. Gonzaga's has only had 5 turnovers, because there was a stretch in that first half where it seemed awfully sloppy.
Stainbrook, left hand. Blocking foul called on Hart.
Looked like the right call from that initial look. Excellent effort. Mike Hart coming over, but I thought he was late, and I think he still was inside that half circle. I don't know if we can get a look from this angle. He's there in time, but
must have been inside the circle. But for Western Michigan, that was great execution. That looked like a set design play coming out of that sideline inbounds play. Started to run a side pick and roll, slip the pick and roll, go right to the basket. Stainbrook had a chance at the 3-point play.
Stainbrook 0 for 4 from the line has not looked good at all from the free throw line. That shot is off, rebounded by Whittington. Here's Ward, yet to hit a field goal for Western Michigan. And a foul called here. Hutchinson was going up looking like maybe he was thinking about dunking that basketball, and Rob Sacre said no way.
You don't see that very often. I think the last guy I saw dunk on Rob, maybe the only guy, is Bell out of Pepperdine a few years ago. Remember that?
Keon Bell.
Yeah, you probably called that game. Doesn't happen very often. Rob wasn't about to let it happen right there either.
Hutchinson hits one of the rare free throw makes for Western Michigan. Now 3 of 9 in this game. Sacre going out with 2 personal fouls, replaced by Sam Dower.
Well, Sam's able to come in early in the second half, much earlier than he has throughout the season. So maybe this is a chance for him to become more of a focal point offensively and really get himself going.
Nine-point game. Hart cutting through, wide open, left hand, nice finish.
Moving without the basketball, be opportunistic, gets himself an easy layup.
And then Ward just lost it out of bounds at the other end. Turnover number 13 for Western Michigan.
Demetrius Ward has really struggled tonight, coming in as their second leading scorer, but tonight he is 0 for 5 from the field. Had a number of turnovers similar to that tonight. Not what Western Michigan needs from their second leading scorer if they're going to have a chance to win this game tonight.
Yeah, that's 4 turnovers for Ward. And traditionally it's been a really solid guard for them, but this year it's just been really careless with the basketball. And you're seeing here tonight what it does to his ball club. Really hurts him.
Carter earning a trip back to the free throw line. More on Ward, averaging almost 14 points a game, yet to score a point in this game. He's 0 for 5 from the floor, 0 for 4 from behind 3.
Which is impressive for Gonzaga defensively at that 2-guard position, because if you look at the numbers as well as size and stats, as you would think that Demetrius Ward would have that advantage tonight. But Marquise Carter, Gary Bell have done a very good job of keeping him out of his comfort zone.
Carter missing the first one, his first miss.
You know, what I think Gonzaga has on that perimeter, it's not a high-level defensive group. You don't have great quickness or great size, but what you have is a group of players that are all solid defensively. I think they all understand what you're trying to do for the most part. Collectively, individually, they give you effort, and more often than not, that's going to help you be solid defensively, even if you don't have some of that quickness on that perimeter.
I do know it was a point of concern for Mark Few coming into the season. They've worked really hard on it. So defensively, the team may be pretty good. Individually, maybe that's...
Yeah, but if you could be good collectively, and then you're getting a guy like Eddie after his suspension from NCAA after 8 games, it's only going to bolster you even more on that perimeter.
Nice strong move by Douglas inside. 10-point game.
The thing is defensively, especially on the perimeter, the higher level of basketball you get to, the less likely you're going to be able to stop a guy defensively one-on-one. That's you're going to start needing help team defensive-wise, and you're going to have to be able to help your teammates as well.
Harris lost the handle on that going up. 15:43 to play. Gonzaga leading Western Michigan by 10. 15:42 to play. Gonzaga up by 10. Western Michigan basketball. It's Mike Douglas, guarded by David Stockton. Mrs. Brown had a couple of threes in that first half for the Broncos, and he just turned it over.
Well, you look at this lead slowly starting to build back up for GU, plus 10. And offensively, you look at the struggles for a guy like Pangos and Elias with that foul trouble. Really haven't gotten much, only 2 points between those guys. Gary Bell's done an excellent job defensively with only 3 points. Dower, Stockton, and Hart all with 21 points, or combined have 21 points coming into tonight, averaging a little over 7. So you've gotten a big boost from some other guys, and as a result, you're up.
14 turnovers now by Western Michigan. Here's Dower. Left hand, long. Boy, you see the hands there by Stainbrook, able to grab that ball out of the air.
Well, he's a big body. He's got great size. He knows how to use his strength. And so he's really kept Sam, in particular, out of his comfort spots.
Harris picking up his 3rd personal foul there. That one looked a bit sketchy. Whittington at the free throw line.
Stainbrook's also done a nice job with Rob. And Rob has had the most success of anybody up front with 9 points, but only shooting 4 of 10 from the field. And hadn't gotten to the rim a lot. It's been a lot of turnarounds, some jump hooks. He's accustomed to getting a few looks per game where he can drop step, get himself right to the rim for a dunk or a layup. And with a guy like Stainbrook with that kind of size, maybe not the most gifted athlete, he can still, pose some problems for a guy like Rob around the rim.
You look at Rob, the first 3 games, he has put immense foul pressure on other teams' bigs. You look right now, Stainbrook, he does have 3 fouls, but he hasn't gotten to the free throw line consistently from steals and getting into the bonus early and double bonus extremely early.
I should clear this up. Stainbrook, of course, grabbed the rebound out of the air, but that ball was well behind his head, and it was a pretty amazing snag.
Great hands. I tell you what, it's hard to teach that in bigs. You either have it or you don't.
Sacre replacing Harris. Rob's got the ball now. Spin, left hand, good. I tell you, when he looks like that, he looks like the next level player to me.
Well, if he can score over either shoulder, just a basic jump hook, he's got a decent turnaround to either shoulder, and you saw it right there. That's good touch with contact.
And a travel, another turnover.
I agree. If Rob can do that consistently, he is going to get a very long look at that next level. And some of the things that are going to endear him to potential NBA scouts is the fact that he is a great defender, especially in the pick and roll situations. Because you look at an NBA game, almost every possession comes down to pick and rolls.
And Dan, you played in that league. When a player's on the fence, yay, nay, as Dower lines up the jump shot, that one rolled out. Look at that rebound by Mike Hart. If you're a good team guy, can that get you over the edge? And we know Rob is that.
A lot of times, yes. I think he's got a lot more positives than negatives if he is on the fence.
Now with the ball. Again, left hand, and he gets the roll.
Tell you what, he does that, he definitely will be playing next year collecting a check of some sort. That is a great left-hand finish. I've seen a lot of improvement from him from game 1 that we did against Carroll College to tonight's game.
Dan Dickow becoming a fan, Richard. That's what I'm hearing.
Slowly but surely. We're converting them. I should say Rob's converting them over.
I love the game being played with the point guards having the ball in their hands. But at times, if you've got a strength inside that you need to take advantage, slightly change that philosophy. I'm not saying completely, but slightly.
Ward got inside, missed another one. Whittington with the rebound. Put back, that's no good. Dower the rebound. Here's Carter. With Brown back. No call, out of bounds. Gonzaga basketball.
Like a good no call from my angle. A lot of ball there. Some contact after the defender came down and stopped the basketball. But
a lot of ball. Yes, but what I like, Marquise Carter right there attacking the rim. Couple games ago, he had a couple opportunities where he didn't fully drive through to the basket in transition like that. I like the aggressiveness of that play.
I think you got to blow the whistle on that.
Yeah, on the second look.
The player can't end up on the floor on a run out like that and not have a whistle. But what do I know? Here's Pankos. Just my opinion. And now here's Sacre on Stainbrook, backing him down again. Turnaround, good from the baseline. It's going to work.
Block. Put him on that block every possession down until Stainbrook can get a stop.
Pangos. An easy one. Timeout, Western Michigan.
More than anything, it's been the turnovers for Western Michigan. Hey, look at that total, 16 turnovers. Rob Sacre has gotten things done. A nice little turnaround. He's done an excellent job getting position. One dribble moves, no help. And you do that defensively, he's going to have a field day, and you've seen it here off a great feed from his teammates. Makes himself available and goes right into his moves with a lot more confidence, a lot more efficient with his movement than we maybe seen the first couple games of the season. And when he plays that way, he's an awfully tough load to deal with inside, particularly when you want to go one-on-one with him. Western Michigan still has refused to send anybody down to try to get the ball out of his hands.
Well, the one that time they did it on the block nearest to us here, far side from the GU bench. The double team started to come, but it didn't fully commit. Therefore, Rob read it, and he just kept on with his move and finished it nicely with a left-hand hook in the middle.
And good recognition. Stainbrook's a big-bodied kid, but can't do anything as far as blocking shots. So there's no reason to alter your shot. Get into your move, explode, and shoot it the first time. No reason to ball fake or feel like you're going to get your shot blocked or altered at all.
Ritchie on the floor, number 22, Austin Ritchie for Western Michigan. Here's Whitfield. Sacre pokes it away. 15 on the shot clock. He poked it away again, and Sacre picks up his third personal foul.
We talk about understanding a scouting report. Robert did a great job climbing up into him defensively, but he got too active, and he started forcing him to where there was only one help. Force him into your full help side.
11:58 to play. Gonzaga's lead is scoring. The freshman Pangos with a steal and the easy one. Gonzaga really creating turnovers. We'll be right back. And here's the answer to tonight's Arby's trivia question. Who led the Zags in scoring the last time they faced an opponent from the Mid-American Conference? It was Akron in the NC2A tournament. And the answer is number 2, Josh Heitfeld. Try Arby's new Ultimate Angus Phillies today. Angus beef the way it was meant to be. Slow roasted, freshly sliced, and topped with classic Philly ingredients. Arby's, it's good mood food. 22 points, 8 rebounds against Akron. Josh Heitfeld.
He had 25 points the other night for KK Zagreb in the EuroLeague game against Bros Baskets from Bamberg, Germany. So he's having a successful year over there right now playing in Europe.
It's amazing to me that you know that.
Well, I played for Bamberg, Germany, when I went over there a couple years back, so I still follow that team a little bit.
Gotcha.
But basketball is basketball. I love it. I follow it at all levels.
Steinbreck finds Brown, who missed the 3. Here's Pangos with Bell and Hart. Dower and Sacre. Oh, turned down Sacre. Tried to go to Dower, who had 2 Broncos on him.
Just a tough angle.
Ward into the paint. Count the bucket. Chance for 3. So Ward's first field goal comes at the 11:17 mark of the second half, and he's got a shot at 3.
Just tough luck on both ends. Mike trying to deliver the ball inside, and not great spacing offensively. Both Rob and Sam kind of posting up right next to each other. You have to have some recognition as a big. One guy's got to clear out of that lane, and then defensively, nice effort getting back. Don't have the replay quite yet, but it looked like he was there in time, but again, may have just been inside that half circle. It's awfully tough here at the Spokane Arena to see where that is. It's not as clearly defined as you'd see on, say, a school's home campus where they play there every day.
Mike Hart picks up his third personal foul. He's to the bench. Marquise Carter back in. And Ward converts the 3-point play. His first points of this game. 1 of 7 shooting, 4 rebounds. Carter cutting through. He wanted the ball.
Gee, running some flex right now.
Yeah, the flex is back in it, huh?
That was a staple of Gonzaga offense about 10 years ago.
They won a lot of big games running that offense, and Coach Free last couple of years has brought it back, not exclusively, but they have a couple sets that end up in that flex action. It's tough for teams to guard that constant screening, both near the ball and away from the basketball, and you end up getting a lot of open jump shots based off those down screens in that offense.
Leonard Whitfield called for his 4th personal foul, so he's out of the game.
As a guard in flex offense, if you're willing to set a great screen, you are going to get open. And that's one thing that Gonzaga and this staff really stresses, I'm sure, with this group that they have.
How were you at setting the screen, Dan?
I would say I was well above average.
Bill shot way off. Sacre had the rebound, and he's fouled inside.
That's something that you learn, is that if you want shots, you go out and set a great screen, create a problem for the opponent. You're going to be the one to get open.
Best way to get open is setting a good screen. There's no doubt about it. You learn that at a young age. Good coaching will tell you that, and particularly for bigs. If I set a great ball screen on a guard who knows how to play, and I roll hard and make myself available, 9 times out of 10, I got the better shot because the defense is going to focus in on that ball handler, and you're going to end up open.
That foul called on Douglas. His 2nd, team's 6th foul. One more. Gonzaga's into the bonus. And the lead from Pangos to Dower in the flush.
Great curl, get into the paint, drop it off for Sam Dower.
Ward in transition. That shot's off. Tipped back by Brown. Grabbed by Whittington. Knocked out of bounds by Carter. But a foul called on Marquise Carter, his first.
Well, miscommunication defensively, getting back off that easy finish inside for Sam. GU on a make right now is trying to get back into a 2-3 zone. Some miscommunication. Let's take a look. Dan mentioned that curl. And that entire time, Kevin is looking to see if he can feed somebody near that rim, and Sam makes himself available. Just a heads-up play. It's about the easiest two Sam's going to get tonight, courtesy of Pangos, off a great read and a solid down screen from Rob.
Talk about great read. The read comes. Rob sets a down screen for Kevin Pangos. He feels his defender trailing him on his back. Curl that screen, catch it, one dribble. Sam's man now helps, dump it off. Sam does a great job making himself available.
Demetrius Ward out of the game for Western Michigan, replaced by Nate Hutchinson. Shane Whittington at the free throw line, 6'10", 220 out of Paw Paw, Michigan. Picks up his third and fourth points of the game. 15-point GU lead. How important is it for a team to get it into double figures and then get that mark up to 20 points?
Well, veteran teams will do that. You know, you always worry with the young ball club. Are they going to relax, feel like the game is now over? A veteran ball club understands they've coughed up a few games, had a few close calls. They understand that when you have that buffer, that lead, it's not time to relax, but you know, if anything, ratchet things up even further. And you know, like to see if they took a lesson from that Hawaii game, where for a short period there, they kind of relaxed a lot in Hawaii to stick around a little longer than they should have.
Mike Douglas picking up his third personal foul. 17 fouls now in Western Michigan, so Pangos with the 1-and-1, and he hits the front end.
Notice Pangos really settled down this half. He's playing much better floor game. The one thing I'd like to see him do is really try to push the ball in transition a little bit more.
Yeah, that's something David does consistently on a make or miss. He catches the outlet, looks to sprint the ball up the floor. Even if you don't get an easy bucket, it forces that defense to really overextend themselves and get back. It might open up a jump shot or an easy layup inside.
Bell putting a D on Brown, pushed him way out.
Look where the offense is starting for Western Michigan. 10 feet outside the three-point line.
Douglas driving and connects through Pangos. Douglas now with 8 points. Harris, wide open three. Bang! And the turnover at the other end.
Another turnover from Western Michigan. That is quite
18.
18 and counting with a little over 9 minutes to go in the second half.
And GU's defensive effort has been there. I think it's been an intelligent game plan as far as trying to extend that Western Michigan offense out past that three-point line, but really a lot of careless turnovers from Western Michigan.
Harry Bell, strong move. Right through two Broncos and scores. That's a big body over there, guys. It's hard to tell, but from the waist down, he is thick and strong.
Yeah, he's more athletic than he looks, and you saw it right there, able to finish over two defenders off a quick move.
Stainbrook, nice left-hand finish. And guys, Gonzaga started the season shooting all those threes, but only 2 of their last 23 field goal attempts have been from behind the arc.
A much better effort trying to get the ball either on post touches or curls, short jump shots. A much better balance tonight.
Harris, triple team came in there, and then he traveled. Dower was wide open, but he didn't. Elias would have had to see him through his head.
And this is where it's a challenge sometime for a kid. 2 fouls, early fouls in the first half. Doesn't play at all. Really struggles getting only 7 minutes in the first half. So now you come in the second half, and it's difficult to get a rhythm when you miss nearly the entire first half. That's where I'd like to see a guy who's now a junior maybe keep it a little more simple, let the game come to you a bit. I think he's forced things a bit here in the second half, trying to get himself involved.
Well, if you go to the bench early with foul trouble, you got to stay engaged on that floor. See where your opportunities may come.
Dower creating the turnover there that picked up by Pangos. Stockton. Kevin for 3. Short. Pangos now 0 for 2 from behind the arc after hitting 9 against Washington State.
Teams are going to start keying on him. Definitely running him off the three-point line, making sure all of his shots are contested.
Brown just outside of the elbow. Shot long. Pangos the rebound.
There's a good push in transition.
That's what I think you have to like about a kid like Pangos. Not getting things going offensively, particularly for himself, but just a great feel for, hey, let's run some offense. We got a lead here, 7:30 left. No need for a quick shot in transition. And David has that same sense about him as well.
And there's the bank shot.
Hey, 3 points is 3 points, right?
Better be lucky than good. He's got a little smile on his face as he talks to Sam. It'll be one of those nights for Elias.
Hey, take him, Big E. Take him. 8 points now for Harris. He's 2 of 3 from behind the line. And now he pops out and takes the ball away. Can he finish? And a chance for 3.
Great stretch there by Elias Harris.
He struggled offensively, but that effort defensively has been there, particularly in this second half. He's been really aggressive, closing out, forcing guys to put the ball on the floor, and he caused a turnover right there.
Tonight's play of the game brought to you by Supercuts. Get in, get confident. Visit one of 15 local Supercuts salons today. Supercuts, proud partner of the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Elias Harris, the steal and finish. We'll be right back. All right, Dan, go for it, buddy. Gonzaga's biggest lead of the game, and it's been Elias Harris that's helped them get there.
Oh, his last couple minutes, he's been huge. You take this last possession, he had just showed hard on the ball screen there. Second pick and roll he's involved in, shows extremely hard, comes up with a steal, takes it down, gets the finish. We talk about translating your defensive effort into the offense. That's exactly how it works. He does things correctly 2 times. He pays off with a steal and a bucket, chance for a 3-point play.
Missed the free throw. But we just talked a moment ago about extending an 11-point lead to 20, and you guys said, well, that's what good teams do. It's a 22-point game.
Good teams must extend those leads. If you're talking about an 11-point game with 7 minutes, 1 or 2 shots go down for Western Michigan. We're now in a tight game.
Bell called there for a personal foul. That's his second. The crowd didn't like it. Gary didn't like it. But Demetrius Ward's at the free throw line. That's in the past. And Ward hits the front end. That's 17 fouls now on GU. So that foul by Bell put Western Michigan into the bonus.
We see often in a game like this, GU up 21. Coaching staffs, I think, get tougher on kids and make sure that they continue to play hard. And there are a lot of teaching moments still left to be had in a game like this. You can get better even when the game might be over. You have a chance to continue to get better as a player and as a unit collectively.
Harris for 3. That's off. Sacre had it again. Bell may have knocked it out of his hands.
Get the shots you want offensively. Elias, 8 quick points over about a 2.5-minute stretch. You like him taking those shots. You know, it hasn't quite been there for him offensively consistently, but those are good looks off good action offensively.
Here's Whitfield playing with 4 personal fouls for Western Michigan. Brown's been quiet in the second half. Number 25 hit 2 big threes in that first half. Here's Richie, deep 3. That one's way off. Rebounded Whitfield on the floor. Left hand up and drops through. Nice finish.
Tough finish over Rob. And Elias right there in the neighborhood as well. Long 3, long rebound. That's when your guards need to do a nice job of looking to attack that defensive glass.
Ooh, Harris missed Sacre inside there. Pangos driving. Left-hand runner is no good. And we got a foul called here on Demetrius Ward.
They're going to get him for a push in the back on that little floater.
That's his first, team's 8th.
And, yeah, I don't know what your thoughts are, but I think that's the next evolution for Kevin is, you know, I can shoot the ball, I can stretch the defense. Like you said earlier in the first half, teams are going to start keying up on that, getting up into him, forcing him to be a driver. How does he learn to finish, whether it be runners, pull-ups, whatever the case might be? I think that's where his game is going to continue to get better.
A small guard like him, just as I was, you've got to be able to find ways to score the ball in the paint. Being creative, you're rarely going to be able to just drive down the middle and lay it up at the front of the rim. You got big guys around. You're going to have to be able to shoot off both foot, right hand, left hand, hooks, jump stop, shot fake, step throughs. So his creativity in being able to finish will be key in helping him improve in that range of the game.
Elias Harris out of the game with 10 points and 3 fouls, replaced by Dower, and there's the flush by number 21, Shane Whittington.
I'll tell you what, Western Michigan is going to continue to play hard. There's no doubt about that. It's a veteran ball club.
And Ward stripped it away from Pangos.
Well, you see that size and strength advantage right there. He got Kevin Pangos to turn his back on the play. You turn your back, you're in a non-aggressive position.
The difference in size between Ward and Pangos is something else. Tell you what, Ward looks like he could put on some football pads and be awfully comfortable on the football field.
From what I see, he should be playing football. Here's Dower. Nice catch, nice finish.
High-low action, and Rob has slowly become probably their best high-low passer. And when you got a guy like Sam Dow with his kind of hands, just throw it up there. He'll go do the rest of the work for you. Nice catch.
Ward spins, and he's fouled. Is this on Sacre? I believe it is. It's his 4th. 5:03 to play. And the fans not liking that call. But Ward is back at the free throw line.
Well, he struggled from the field tonight, and a lot of times as a player, you're struggling from the field. You want to figure out a way to score. So he's putting his head down right now, trying to create contact, get himself to the free throw line.
And Ward perfect from the line, 4 of 4 now. 1 of 8 shooting, though. And he's missed all 5 attempts from behind 3.
Yeah, he struggled coming into tonight from the three-point line. 7 of 25 for a kid who shot about 40% last year. He just has not been able to get things going from beyond the arc.
A lot of pressure on kids as seniors. You know, this is their chance to put that one last shot at trying to get to the professional ranks, whether it's here or in Europe. And a lot of pressure on them to have these big senior seasons. Dower traveled. And we've seen it at Gonzaga. I think Jeremy Pargo struggled with that the first part of his senior season, when there's all that pressure on these kids, and that's a whole other avenue that you got to learn to play with.
Yeah, but the pressure is what you put yourself onto it. It's your senior year. Go out there, have some fun, play hard. You enjoy it, you're probably going to play much better.
Brown down the middle, ran into Dower, and the offensive foul called. So Dower takes the charge.
I think Brown has had a tough second half. You look at him in 11 minutes in the first half at 8 points, 2 of 3 from the three-point line, but he has not been able to get things going, or rather continue things here in the second half. Only 1 field goal attempted, hasn't gotten anything else going on after that charge. And that's kind of been the name of the game for Western Michigan on the offensive end. I've really struggled here in the second half, and you got to credit GU's defense to a large degree.
It's 20 turnovers now by the Broncos.
And it's just impossible to win games when you turn it over at that clip.
Western Michigan is guarding pick and rolls normally how you don't see it done in the college game. They're forcing it down. Gonzaga's not attacking the pick and roll right now the way they are normally do. I think a lot of it has to do with trying to take care of the clock.
Foul called on Ward. Gary Bell there defensively.
Gary hadn't done
Ward picks up his 3rd personal.
Gary hadn't done a lot offensively, but his defense has been stellar here tonight.
3:59 to play. Gonzaga leading at 70-51. The fans certainly enjoying this game here at Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena. They're still into it. Gonzaga's lead is at 19 points with 3:59 to play. Is this the best effort so far this year by Gonzaga? Total effort, do you think?
I think it's the most consistent one half to the next. They've shot the ball extremely well. They've taken care of the ball better than it seems. And I think they've done a good job of rebounding the ball, considering Western Michigan has made that a focus.
9 turnovers by Gonzaga. That's a workable number. You don't want it much higher than that.
I'd like to keep it below 13, but the offense has been clicking here tonight, probably as well as it has all year. And you see it on the scoreboard.
Here's Dower, left-hand jump hook, in and out. Spangler with the rebound, can't finish. Goes out of bounds. It'll be Western Michigan basketball.
That's where Ryan will get more comfortable. An excellent effort on the offensive glass. You're below the backboard, underneath the backboard rather. Look to kick that out to a guard and give yourself another 35 seconds to get a good look. There's no reason to quickly go back up and try to get the easy 2 points because there's just too much congestion around that backboard.
There's a block by Dower. Deflection out of bounds. It should be Gonzaga basketball. It is. And guys, I don't think I've seen hands as strong as Spangler since Violet.
If he gets his fingertips
really
on the ball, it seems like he gets it almost every time.
Time now to announce our Subway sub of the game. Hey, Subway fans, make sure to visit your local Subway restaurant to try one of the Subway melts like the Big Philly or Steak and Bacon melt. Only at Subway. Proud sponsors of the Zags. Tonight's Subway sub of the game, Sam Dower. You see the number is 11.6 rebounds.
I agree with that. Great job from Sam tonight, being more efficient than he has all season long.
Pangos open three.
Nice stop and pop. Easy feed for Spangler, and Kevin does that well. Shoot the ball.
And then Ward answers at the other end. His first make from behind the arc. Actually, no, he was inside the arc. Just a jumper. Dan, you play with Corey Violet. Those hands were strong, along with the rest of them.
That's true. I think that's a very good comparison. Ryan Spangler should take film of Corey Violet and try to emulate what he did. At this stage of his career, I think what Ryan can learn from watching how Corey used to play was Corey was phenomenal at rebounding outside of his area. A lot of times, any big guy can get the ball that's coming right to him, but Corey was amazing at going and getting a rebound that somebody else should have got, even if it was his own teammate. I'm sure there was plenty of times he took rebounds away from Richard Fox.
Well, I should have averaged 10 rebounds a game, but that guy kept stealing my rebounds. I give him a hard time every day when I see him. So, you know, I think the big difference, though, is Corey could really jump. He had great bounce and lift to his game for a guy his size. I'm not seeing that from Ryan quite yet, but I think he's got the body and the athletic ability to get better at that.
Guys, Gonzaga is going to be 4-0, but look at the meat of the schedule coming. Notre Dame, Illinois, Michigan State, Oral Roberts is good, and then Arizona. I mean, you got possibly 2 or 3 conference champions in that list, probably all NC2A tournament teams. I mean, this next 5-game stretch, we're going to find out a lot about this young Zag team.
It's quite a test. And I think if you ask these players on Gonzaga, especially the young guys, that's why they want to come to Gonzaga. It's not because they've won 11, 12, 13 straight conference titles or whatever it may be. It's because they play one of the best schedules year in and year out to prepare them to play well in the NCAA tournament.
Time now to announce our player of the game, presented by A to Z Rental. No job too big or too small. With 7 convenient locations, we rent everything. Let A to Z Rental be your most valuable player for all your rental needs. Tonight's player of the game, David Stockton. 10 points, 3 of 3 shooting, 2 of 2 from behind 3, 4 assists. He's been a great game manager in this game as well.
And by my count, no turnovers in those minutes. He's just been terrific. You know, Kevin struggled there in the first half, and Coach Hughes gave the keys to David. He did an excellent job running the ship. And as a result, you know, you're able to weather that storm in the first half, that run Western Michigan made to you, and you ended up going to the locker room with the lead. I think David may have put together his best half there in the first half he's had as a Zag.
Matisse Kaida, number 25 on the floor now for GU. And you got to give David some credit, too. Dower with a great finish.
Now, they got away with that possession, but Kevin Pangos, you're the point guard there. You got to go get that ball in your hands. They had some guys making decisions with the ball there that kind of were 50-50 plays. This part of the game, you got to make sure you close this thing out.
Spangler called on the foul there. Complete the thought on David Stockton, though. Well, when you go out and you recruit a point guard that comes in with all the notoriety that Kevin Pangos came in here with, I mean, it's easy for a kid to drop his head. And
especially after the WSU game, you see the guy knocked down 9 threes,
right.
tie a school record. You hardly touch the floor in a big game, interstate game. It's easy to just hang your head, quit, feel sorry for yourself, but you know, you saw the complete opposite with him. He came in the Hawaii game, gave you excellent minutes, finished the game out with Kevin out there on the fourth. You can see that look quite a bit for GU. He's just a hard-nosed kid. I mean, it's part of how he grew up, his parents, just his makeup. He's not going to feel sorry for himself. He'll continue to get better, and I think Coach Ree really respects that about him and likes the fact that he brings that kind of, moxie, that attitude onto the floor with him, and it's contagious with his teammates. I mean, you see it when he comes out there on the floor. The energy level goes up immediately. The toughness level goes up immediately. He brings a lot to the table, and he's a great compliment either as a backup or as a co-point guard out there on the floor with Kevin Pangos.
And Dan Stockton, the last 49 minutes, just 1 turnover, 0 in this game. You're going to play a lot for Mark Few if you don't turn the ball over.
Without a doubt.
Dower comes a bucket. Hello, Sam.
Somebody's back.
The Magic has come home.
7 of 12 from the field. Talked about it there in the first half, only coming into tonight after the first 3 games with 4 field goals attempted per game. You can see nice little ball fake, lets the defense come down, and that's tough finish. That is a tough finish.
That's H. You're playing horse. That's H.
First letter to you. But, tonight, a lot more touches, aggressive when he got it. I thought the fact that he extended himself out a little bit and shot some jump shots early opened up things around the rim for him. And this is just part of the growing process from a guy who played limited minutes to now is going to play some extended minutes. And how does he continue to get better? Can he translate those limited minutes, that success on a limited level, to now I'm playing extended minutes? Can I continue to be as effective and as efficient as a player? And I think you're starting to see the fact that he can do that.
15.6 rebounds for Sam Dower. Modest Merninghoff on the floor as well for GU. There's Pangos. Back to Dower. Can he get to 17 here? Spangler was headed for the rebound and ended up with the ball.
That's one way to get the ball to your teammate. Throw that space. Somehow Ryan's able to.
Wake up, Ryan. Here he comes.
I don't think you're expecting Sam to kick it out on the low block, so he's just going to the glass.
But you could tell Sam Dower has more confidence tonight than he has in any game yet. He was calling for the ball on that block.
And that was missing. That was missing to start the year. He's passive with his post-ups. Now he's, like you said, calling out for the ball, demanding his touches. And those guards will listen, especially with a guy who produces. It's not like he's a guy who's ineffective.
Sam Dower to the bench. His best games since last year against Cal State Bakersfield. Hayden Bordeman, a freshman out of Bloomington, Illinois, on the floor for Western Michigan, along with others. Dan Loney, number 42, is out there. Brandon Pokley, number 10. And Muhammad Conte out there as well. Another turnover. 23 now for Western Michigan.
I'll tell you what, Western Michigan's going to go home, get some home cooking, sleep in their bed, and work on a lot of passing and catching because they've had a really tough time on this road stretch as far as taking care of the ball. Very uncharacteristic for a veteran ball club. That's something that they're going to have to improve upon if they're going to have any chance of winning that MAC West division again this season.
Pangos, no look to Hart in the corner for 3. That one was almost down. The hair long. There's a deep 3. And that finds the net by Hordeman. And that's going to do it. 20-point win for Gonzaga. 4-0 start to the season, but boy, does the schedule take an uptick now for GU.
Without a doubt, they did exactly what I thought they needed to do tonight. Become a more efficient basketball team, shoot the ball much better, get themselves a little bit more confidence going into the tougher part of their preseason schedule.
And Richard, we saw a lot from Sam Dower tonight. Elias Harris played well. David Stockton played well. I mean, it seems like it is still early, still November, but a lot of that growing and maturing we're starting to see already.
Yeah, Rob Zachary, yet again, another great game. I thought he was much more effective with his post touches, but I think overall you got better depth. Quality players at every position. As a coaching staff, you can go deep onto your bench, and you know you're not going to have a real drop-off in that ability.
For Greg Heister, Dan Dickow, Richard Fox, Gonzaga, a 20-point winner against Western Michigan, 78-58. Enjoy the rest of this holiday weekend. We'll see you next time. Good night, everyone.